Oh, hi guys. Welcome to stream for the first time. Hi, hello. How is everyone? Trap, how you doing? Welcome in. Did anybody else sneak in while we were restarting? I don't think so. I think it's everybody. Wolfie, Dirge, Mock, Dirge, Mock. What the fuck? Pink, it's been so long. I know, it's been so long. It's been so long. Ugh, okay. So I made a little bit of progress yesterday on my day off, which is cool. I also think I might DoorDash some more Dunkin' because it's still pretty early, honestly, and I kind of have a bit of a sweet tooth going here. I don't know if I should though. Hi Blaze, how you doing? Good to see you. So yeah, I actually made some progress yesterday, which is great. I had a salad, which is right there. The remnants are right there, and it was good, but I just want something else, you know? Just want something else. I'm so sad that for whatever reason, Starbucks isn't coming up. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it doesn't. To be released on Spotify? That's awesome. Do you have to get stuff approved to be on Spotify? Oh, yeah, see, it says they close. Weird. Or I guess you probably have to be approved to, like, monetize. Wait, what? It says that original blend iced coffee. It says the last one I ordered was in September. And I'm like, I literally ordered it, like, yesterday. What do you mean? Yeah, on Friday. That's so weird. This takes so long to load. Depth review, but since an original, it should be fine. Nice. It's out on BandLabs. That's awesome, Blaze. That's so exciting. That's so exciting. All right, let me just order my coffee real quick. Okay. My gosh, my recruit just like booked it past. I just saw. That's so funny. Man, I just wish that like Dunkin' had just more options of stuff. Like they have so many things, but they're all like breakfast. I'm like, I don't really want that. All right, so this is where we're at now. I've upgraded a little bit. Do wop, dap a dap a dap, do wop. How you doing, Aya? All right, so I want to see augmentation. See, buildings crude. See, I haven't gotten any new like building blueprints yet. Which once I get new building blueprints, I think I'll rebuild. But right now, I'm just kind of shoving stuff wherever it can fit. Where it ever can fit. That's a word right there. Aya, how you doing? Right? Why won't you let me do? Choose your add-ons. It won't let me though. I'm literally trying to put butter. Feeling better than I have in months. Good. I'm glad I could help you. Wait a second. 10 10 assorted munchkins is $4. They're 40 cents a munchkin. Is it weird that I kind of want some munchkins? Oh my god, seriously? I'm 19 cents short. Alright, what if I do... to 19 cents to get free delivery with DoorDash. Alright, there's gotta be something here. Didn't we do this last time? You have a quarter? No, I think last time it was... I think last time may have been like 27 cents or something. Like, it was like really stupid last time too. It's so dumb. Like, just give me one more munchkin. Like, give me one more munchkin then. You know? One extra munchkin since they're 40 cents a piece. Alright. And the other thing that's kind of bothering me is I'm trying to get butter for my muffin, and like it says choose your add-on, and I can't click on butter. I want butter. Butter. Alright, I guess we're putting an espresso shot in the coffee. At 8 p.m. Okay, that's fine. You got a 30 piece. Oh my god, I want to see. I actually really want to see that. Okay. Journal. The gloom card. Okay. I couldn't get into the gloom one before, but maybe I can get in there now. Imitations of life. See, I haven't found this one or this one or this. So I haven't found the last 3 things yet. I found the top 4, but I haven't found the last 3 things yet. Okay, the lawman is found in a forest provisioner realm. Okay. Forest provisioner realm. Interesting. Oh, those are really cute. Those are really cute, Aya. I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have just played. But I don't remember what's in this. I thought it's a forest provisioner. Cheese! I feel like a proper kitchen lady now. Those are really cool. Are you gonna meal prep? Are you gonna meal prep? Mock, I am actually pretty excited because I didn't realize that Pacific Drive is only like 30 bucks. Like, I assumed it was going to be like a $60 game. So I feel like I might be able to grab it and hop on that after Nightingale burns me out a little bit. Now it's cheap? Yeah. I get paid Friday, so we'll see. It's about 18 gigs. Oh, it's not bad at all. It's just like, it's got so many different parts of different survival crafts that I think are really cool. You know? But it's also like got its own thing because it's the car, which I feel like has never been done before. Like, what's the one I compared it to? Forever Skies is similar because you have your, you know. Oh, I'm in a provisioner desert. Shit. Excuse me. Can I just portal in standby? Reset. Okay, so now forest provisioner open. So like Forever Skies is similar in the sense that like you have like your ship, but I really like that Pacific Drive is like more, it's like your car is the surviving. It needs to be the one that survives. Oh my god, why are you here? I want to get more building stuff eventually. I hope that somebody has it soon. How many, like, and how high is the next, like, how high is the limit? Because I'm already at, I think, 50, like, I'm at 54 already. And I feel like I haven't done very much. And there's gotta be more than 3 biomes, right? Like we don't have, like, a snow. Like, yeah, like, I feel like there's gotta be more than 3. There just has to. Right? Also, you guys can be gremlins again now that we're not sponsored. I say that with love because, like, nobody really acts any different. Except for Dirge. Alright. Forest Provisioner. So anybody who has, like, long hair, do you ever get, like, the hair ache for, like, when your hair has been, like, up for a long time and it's just like, I have, like, my hair, like, is literally hurting, like, right here because I had my hair, like, up all night. What you seen? I think it's gonna be really cool. I think I'll like it a lot. The problem is 2024 has just been the year of survival craft, you know? So it's just like there's so much to do already. Have I not been here at all? Like, I have all these games that, like, I didn't finish Red Dead, which I really, really want to finish. I didn't finish Lies of P, which I really want to finish. But, like, Pal World just, like, took me by the balls and did not let go. And then I got the key for Uncharted, so I did those, and that ended up just, like, sucking me in. And then this came out, which I've been waiting 2 years for. So, like, obviously I'm gonna drop everything to play this, but... Man, I have so many games I need to finish. Like, does Pacific Drive actually have a, my parasol? Thank you. Actually, she's kind of cute. Look at her. These are the Twitch drops, by the way. If you, are watching for drops, these are the Twitch drops. These are the drops, or this is half of the drops. There's also, like, a male's version, which is, like, the jacket and stuff. But, yeah. Very cute. It's a good drop, yeah. So, my question, Mock, is, does it have a story? Like, is there, like, an end? Like, is there an end in goal? Ending goal? End in goal? What's up, creature? Welcome in. How you doing? Spend half an hour making steel doors, the other 2 hours building up and burning materials, and the last getting shitted on. Yeah, I want to give it a try for sure. Is this completed? No, it says it's not. To crash for the night? Oops, I walked right into a trap like an idiot. It's fine. Open. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. Long day today? Oh, there's a demo. Oh, I just by watching my friends play it and by watching some other streamers that I enjoy their content. Like, Victoria streamed it for like 24 hours straight the other day. Like, I think I'll like it. And especially because I saw, like, Victoria had, like, just upgraded hers, and so she's got, like, all these, like, cool, like, space things in her car. So I know that everything about it is stuff I would like. Nightingale just came out last week. 4 days ago. You needed it. That's how, Forever Skies felt with me. Like, I ended up really, really, really enjoying Forever Skies. And I was like, I need it. And then I got it, and it was like barely more than the demo. It was early access. I do need to make a new knife, though. That's gonna be our next goal. I made a pickaxe and an axe, but we're gonna need a new knife very soon. Those hurt. Okay, that's a trap. That's a dead end. Wait, none of them have had a maze before. Okay. I didn't touch it. Get out of here. What this? Wait, are these showing me where I'm supposed to be going? Because this is a circle. I did this. See? Like... Oh. I guess it was. Sure, early access stuff is far too common. Pacific Drive is the first full release game. Ooh. Yeah, it looks fun. It looks like a really cool concept, you know? Like, especially... I keep saying like a lot. Anyway. Especially in this year of so many survival craft games, it's cool that Pacific Drive is doing something so different. Everything is early access. It's true. It's true. Like, even this is early access. And I waited 2 years for it. Is this a circle? Did I go in a circle? Nope. This one's tough just because it's a maze and it's like everything looks the same. Alright, this is gonna be a fight, so let's do this. Do I have any? No. Would have been really convenient if I had a health potion or something on me. That's weird. Oh, that's really weird. Okay, well. Oh, I knocked his ass out. Ooh, please don't knock me off. Oh, could you imagine if they yeeted me off the entire tower? Super laggy right here. Is that it? Yeah? Why are you glowing? But just buying the base edition goes a long way. Oh yeah. I mean, for 30 bucks, like, you can't go wrong, you know. Same thing with this. Like, this game is on sale right now. Early access release for, I think it's like on sale for like $26 US. So, you know. Oh, look. Oh, holy shit. That makes so much sense. That makes so much sense, chat. When you do the tower, it unlocks everything else so you can see where everything is. That makes sense. Well, Ghastly in chat. Cute. Where is the stairs? Ooh. Missed that one. I don't know how I missed that. I don't know how I missed that one. That literally doesn't make sense, but whatever. Alright, so are all the traps off? Oh my gosh, all the traps aren't even off. Great. Ah, I just want to like get out of here. Like I wish that they just had like a teleporter at the top. Like after you've finished it, congratulations, you did the thing. Congratulations, you may leave now. Fuck, I totally knew I was gonna hit that one. Nice. Couldn't save myself from myself. That one? This way? I really thought... Wasn't it this way? No leave? Okay. For 2 minutes I won't leave. I won't leave for 2 minutes. No leave, you trapped. I trap here forever. I live here forever. Trapped. Ooh. Like the 2000s band Trapped. Oh, I can't wait to get coffee. It's gonna be so good. Coffee, Las Vegas. Oh, do you think I can jump right there? Oh my god, I'm the best. Look at me. Oh, don't look at my undies. You can see my undies. Don't look at them. They're not really my undies, I guess. Well, I guess they are. They're my pants, but not. That's so inappropriate. 46 seconds until I can leave. What if I go, like, really slow down the stairs? Like, when you're grounded and you're, like, not allowed to go downstairs. So you, like, sneak. They'll never hear me if I go slow. They'll never hear me if I go slow. And then you gotta go around the corner. And you gotta be careful so they can't hear your little pizzas. Okay, it's time. I can leave now, I'm free! GG's, thank you. I'm free. Alright, let's go this way. Let's go to this trader and see if he's got anything new for us. To have and to hold. Where's my Duncan? Excuse the fuck out of me. Yeah, I'll just hit you a couple times with an axe. It'll be fine. It's like... Where's your health bar? Where is this guy's health bar? Oh, it's over there. He's almost dead. You're almost dead. Goodbye forever! Are you gonna plant that tree back, or are you just gonna leave it? Oh, Eoten heart? An Eoten heart. It's going down. I'm yelling timber. You better move. You better dance. Look at these berries. Oh, I want these berry trees like IRL. Look at how cute they are. Pink and purple. What are you? Also, what's a eotin? An eotin heart is what I picked up. Oh wait, where did they go? Where did they go? Oh, here. Something akin to fruit? Ew, there's no way I'm eating that. No, E-O-T-E-N, yeah. Eotin. That's probably not how you pronounce it, but you know. Here we are. Whew. I hope this guy has something. If this trader doesn't have something, I'm probably gonna scream. But we also do have the next level as well available. I haven't been there yet, but we do have the next level available. We can go to the Herbarium Realms too, which is the next level after the one we're currently at, which is Provisioner. Since isn't Jotun a Norse giant? Ooh. Interesting. Thanks for looking that up. Yeah, that does make sense. I mean, it was a giant tree, essentially. Oh my, look at this. Hello, Earl. Hello, Earl. Firearms. Excuse me? No, I don't need unarmed. That one. A rustic toolbox and a crude grindstone. Those are new. Nope, no new crafting. No new repair. Let's see for resources. We need to find wheat. And it's killing me because I can't find it anywhere. Alright. Molded glass lens, vibrant ink. Stock action. Smooth bauble. Oh my gosh. My companion is just back there chopping down trees. I hear her. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now, part of me feels like I should just go back and make new portals of the next level stuff. Because I feel like that's pretty much how you progress. Ooh. Oh my gosh. It would be so cool if you could grow the sunflowers like this biome. Because the sunflowers with the purple leaves look so pretty. Stop! Oh my gosh. What does this do? Alright, what else do I need to do? I need to mine... What is this? Okay, tin. Alright, tin is good. Tin is fine. Tin is fine. My food is not here yet. I just want my coffee. Coffee. Guys, did anyone do anything fun this weekend? You guys are all so quiet. You're so quiet. Is it me? Am I stinky? It's okay. We can just vibe. I can turn some music on and we can vibe out. This is kind of a cool little... Do you guys see the cotton candy bear? I don't want to kill it. It definitely is gonna try to kill me, but it's like cotton candy. Hello? Are you friend? You're not friend! Look at how pretty it is, though! Oh my gosh, look at how pretty it is. Oh, shame. I wanted to be friends. That was really... That's a pretty color. Like, holy shit. They did not need to go that hard. That was a choice that they made. That was a choice they made. I'm, like, looking for my coffee. Ooh, might have been picked up. Okay, so it's not gonna be very far away. Nice. Nice. That means it's not far away. One thing that really annoys me about the companions is when you're, like, mining or cutting trees down and they, like, appear next to you, sometimes, like, they'll take the hits instead of what you're trying to mine, and you'll just, like, stop mining because they've, like, teleported too close to you, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's so stupid. Well, that was fun, right? I just wanted to look at the bear. I didn't want to kill it. In fact, I wanted to tame it and bring it back home. But they said, no, you can't have fun. Also, I'm telling you, you go through food way fast in this game. Like, I'm telling you. Oh, look, another one. Why are you so mean? I don't get that. But one thing I did discover is that if you hold down E, it picks up everything in the whole area. So there's no more, like, trying to, like, grab one thing that you can't seem to line up properly. Which is pretty great! Ooh, a mysterious cave? Sure. Hello. I need to make a new knife. Why are you going up there? You can't go out into the sunlight, you will die. You will melt like the wicked witch. Where is she? Oh, she's up there. You got it, Sarah, you got it. Come on, Sarah, you got it. Yeah, one little thing. And it catches, like, everything in the area, and you don't have to actually be lined up. Like, you don't have to be over anything that says pick up. You can just hold down E and it picks up everything in the area, which is, like, super nice. Because sometimes you can't even, like, line up. Oh, I'm encumbered. Oh, advanced fiber, okay. Alright, Kim, where are you? Here. Alright, carry this, and carry this, and carry this, and this, that. Okay, carry all that. You're doing great. You're doing great, sweetie. Oh, that was easy. Hi, Rogue. Oh, okay, so that was the last guy. Okay, nice. This is amber. Yeah, it's amber. This is silver, I think. Yep. Man, I really like when your, what you call it, like one tap, when it one taps your ores. Oh, that's so nice. Like that. I love it. Grab, thank you. Candelabra. Ooh. We're getting some nice new recipes here. Ooh, what's this one? 200? Man, I hate having to come back places. Hold on, let's go back up here. Oh, R.I.P. Aya. Aya the loser. No, I say that with love because you're doing great. You're thriving and I love you. There she is. She's back. Aya the loser indeed. She's back, baby. She's back. Alright, let's fight. Fight some bitches. Wait, what? Why? How did I get damaged? I wasn't even down there. I can't see anything, I'm just slashing. I just slashed. It worked. A Shire sconce. Okay, but that sounds really cute. Ooh. Oh, God, this bitch just standing on stuff. This is Ruby. Not Ruby. This is Amber, which is kind of crazy to me because it's blue on the outside. Wouldn't that be Topaz? Doesn't Topaz do that? Or does Amber actually grow like that? That would be really cool if that's how Amber actually grew. Like, with, like, the crystal shards on the outside. You're doing great. Okay. What this? 100! Why? That means I have to come back here. That's so frustrating. My food has got to be here literally any second. Don't make them immune while they're teleporting in. That seems goofy. Aya, how was your day? Make a gun soon. I think I've unlocked 2 gun blueprints now. I think I unlocked two gun blueprints, I think. Portal! Oh my gosh, guys. I have to crack my neck so bad, but it won't. I had an ex who used to like slam his neck to the side and crack it, and I would always be like, bleh. Tacos for dinner, nice. I'm glad you and the bestie had a good day. Why does it like... Why does it look wet? And then you get close and it's not. Oh. One of these puzzles again. Okay. Let's see if I can remember how I did the last one. It's the same. Stay behind his butt. Okay, he's dead. He's dead. We did it. Alright, I got a lumber. Okay. I got 1 lumber. So that's good. Okay. Let's see if I can... I hear another guy. Don't see him yet though, so... Ah! I was trying so hard to observe these beautiful pink and blue cotton candy bears, and all of them have tried to kill me. Every single one of them. And I just want to love on them. I just want to tell them how beautiful they are, and they're like, no. Oh no. Well, okay. Alright, so I can go down here. Okay. Or... there was another down. Where was it? They smell. Oh yeah, the sweetness. That must be it. Alright, I'll go this way. Okay, so this way. I was like, are you not killable? But yeah, they are. Oh, they're just little harmless little guys, I guess. Oh yeah, here's the tent. Okay. So the tent, I believe, is to drop shit you don't need. Is my guess. He has the phone. I know, where is it? It's not here yet. It's gonna be here any second. Any second, I swear. Alright, can I rest? Oh, I can. Perfect. Okay, cool. And then let's make some food. Oh, wait. Fiber. Oh, bones. Berries. Watch the second, the actual second I go into the boss room is, when, my food will get here. I'm telling ya. Okay. I don't remember if I can come back for this shit or not. Wait, where is the U? Is it here? Yeah, it says acquire lumber, U. Oh, here. Advanced U and U. Dang. I hope they put it on the I know! Instead of on the ground. Oh, Michael is approaching. Let's see Michael. Let's see how Michael does. Alright, so healing salve can go here. Chill out. Sarah, chill. Can you take stuff at all? Oh, you can. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Alright. Let's take another nap. Let's eat some more food because my Duncan should be here any second. Oops, I hit the wrong button like 4 times. It's fine. We're doing great. Okay. Alright, I guess we'll go. We won't wait for Michael. Wait, is this the right way? Yeah, this is the right way, right? Oh yes, this is obviously the correct way. Sarah, you're doing so great. Thank you for your contribution. Holy bear! Holy bear! I didn't realize you were number 1. I didn't realize you were back from vacation, and number 2, I didn't realize you were streaming today. Hello, hi, welcome in. Welcome. Yes, you are back. I see that. Welcome in. You got back last night. How's Nightingale treating you? I'm probably further, so warning for spoilers, even though I'm not really doing story stuff right now, so you're probably okay. Well, welcome in, guys. Welcome back. First of all, how was vacay? Please tell me how vacay was. Second of all, how was your stream? How are you enjoying Nightingale? Welcome in, raiders. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. I know the majority of you already know who I am, but you know what? I don't make the rules, and there are rules here that we all have to obey, and the rules are... Hello, hi, welcome in. My name is Krista, or Pinxel. Most people just call me Pink. I'm a variety streamer, and I play whatever the heck I want, and that includes things like Lego games, Nintendo games, simulators, shooters, survival games, and everything in between. Right now, it's a lot of Nightingale because I waited a really long time, and I'm really excited. So, yeah. You guys know how it goes. I have a really quick video that I like to show when we get a raid to see if this is someplace that you might want to hang out, get to know, spend some time, see what we're about, what to expect, all that jazz, all that cringe. Hopefully, by the time this plays, my Dunkin' Donuts will be downstairs waiting for me. So, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you in just a moment. Hi there, friends. Are you a human being with disgusting bodily functions? They can't know we're like this until they're here. I'm sorry that you didn't get to experience the butts. This is what heroes look like. You can't do anything with human meat, which is kind of boring. Why did you hold it like that? Why are you looking so close?
I wasn't! I just looked down and I can see it!
Look at that donk. Put your clothes on. What if you just like collected a bunch of farts? What have I done? Are you pooping? I can't stream in these conditions. I have poopies for you. That won't and can't go wrong. Don't give me that baby. Oh my gosh, my mind. It's still rolling.
Yeet.
No. I was already out. That was for the smell. I'm trying to make the poop.
Chaos, come watch us.
I'm trying to make sure we don't die.
I'm a big girl. I do Mordors. I keep finding these boners. Maybe let's not say those things on my stream.
Oh my
hot dogs! What is happening?
There's a deep rib.
What is this?
Deep rib.
Home. We home. Name every year in the 80s. I couldn't make this up if I tried. I don't want to fight in the poo. Where would Klefki's butthole be? You know, like these are the important questions. How do I know so much of Umbop? You did not just Umbop me.
Are we playing Jenga?
Yeah, I could play Shenga. Shenga? Go, bees! I just want to be beautiful like her. Is it working? I am cat, I can help you. He's totally dead. He's just standing there. Just because I was supposed to move him. What did? Oh. I look like the kid from Stranger Things. You can go anywhere on Twitch, and this is what you choose to do with your time.
You're like, yeah. Then you're like, yeah.
Well, welcome back from vacay. Glad to hear it went well. Very busy with Disney and Legoland and the zoo. Well, welcome back. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you for choosing me to be your first raid back. Alright. Let's figure this shiz out here. A Shellos in chat. This game... I got so hard stuck in this game the other night. But now I'm back on track and I'm like, oh, thank God. Because if I got super stuck and I had to like actually Google stuff, my first time playing, I would have been very upset. Tried to buy a car this morning because your wife got oh! Is she okay? That sucks. What eating? Donut. Our ex-wife died? Wow. Brosif. Made the vacation kind of bad. Brosif. Holy shit. Holy shit. But they powered through. Ark found a new wife already. It's fine. Everything's fine. She looks and sounds and acts just like his old wife. But it's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence. She's the same genetic makeup as his old wife, but it's just happens to be a coincidence, you know. Luck of the draw. Oh yeah, thank you for the lurk. Joseph's just wishing death upon people's, you know, partners. Coincidence or karma? Papa's Freezeria? What the hell is Papa's Freezeria, and how come you're not a full-time Papa's Freezeria streamer? Excuse me? As being a funny little guy, I know. That's why I went with you and I said, yeah, he got a new wife who looks and sounds and acts exactly like his old wife did. I went with the joke. What do you mean? It's a flash game from the... That didn't answer my question of why you are not a full-time Papa's Freezeria streamer. I need my Papa's Freezeria content. Where else am I gonna get my content for Papa's Freezeria? I could be a full-time Papa streamer. He has all sorts of restaurants, really? What if I, like, what if I completely, like, what if I just 180'd my content, like, completely and just, like, started doing, like, gacha games, like, flash game gacha games? How does one deliver the Papa's Freezeria content? Fresh. Fresh. That's how. Why is this taking so long? Hello? Hello? I need to murder. Hello, come get murdered, please. Thank you. Hand Hurdy Club. Enjoy. Stretch your little fingies. Little fingies. Stretch them. Oh no. Hello, come get murder. Or no. Or Nar, I need to find people to kill. I hear them. I hear you. Nar, Clary, the condensation. Nar, Clary. Clear. Clear. Where did you come from? I needed you 30 seconds ago. Whatever, I'm done now. I'm way down on my inventory now. Sticks, gone. Wood, gone. There we go, nice. Alright, I think we can just leave here. I think we can just leave here. Is this breakable? This is. Oh my gosh. Is there treasure? Oh, treasure. That is true. Especially me. Is it really a survival game if I'm not constantly weighed down by my inventory? Oh. Favor of endurance? Increase my endurance, please. Alright, now. Right, like, I thought the portals had like an end, like an exit. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? We went that way. What's this way? Death is the only exit? Oh no. Oh no. Where is this? What is this? Yeah, see, this is back where we were. Alright, so let's take all my stuff. We're gonna be encumbered. Where's you? Come here. Alright. You can take nothing. Great. Okay, what? Yeah, I did this already. Yeah, see, there is... Okay, so there is another portal behind, but where? I thought that there was another exit, and I'm just like... Okay. So that's... that. Aha. What the heck is this? Reach the portal. I did reach the portal. I did. Wait, how come you don't learn recipes when you do essence bundles? Wouldn't that be a bundle of recipes? Yeah, no. Also, I don't need the lotuses. Like, I've got like 5 lotuses. I mean, I guess I say I don't need them, but they're probably gonna be... There'll probably be more things to build using lotuses as you level up, so I guess I really shouldn't say that, but We've got so many lotuses already. Broseph, how was day? Ark, you haven't told me. Did you say how you liked Nightingale yet? Or did I miss it? It's good so far, but I'm still early. I definitely feel like this one's a slow burn. I absolutely feel this is a slow burn. No, I asked you how your day was. I said, Broseph, how was day? I was pithin' and fittin'. Pithin' and fittin'. But yeah, Ark, don't feel like you need to catch up because it is such a slow burn. And not to like pitch my own shit, but like if you manage to get drops, so like if you manage to like leave my stream on for like the rest of the night or whatever, the drops, at least get the first set of drops, like the suit, because the drops will put you at a huge advantage in the beginning of the game because their gear score is like really high for starting level stuff. Okay. So now I leave this. Yeah, just like watch my stream forever and never turn it off ever. You organized your art shelf. I saw you said one thing for hot drinks and one thing for self-care. So that's cool. You want the umbrella so I can make a Mary Poppins clip? Yeah, the umbrella's like one of the last ones, I think. Went to the dollar store. Did you get doll hairs? You picked up paint? 8 hours. Yeah, that one's crazy. Why is the why does it not say complete on this Fae portal? Like, why? I did it. Alright, let's go get this dude. Let's go get this dude. Where is he? Here he is. You got so many doll hairs. Yeah, I went to the Walmart today, which was a mistake because so did everybody else. And they didn't have what I wanted, which I was kind of bummed about. I wanted the little cartons of orange juice. I wanted some. Let's see what this Bass Reeves guy has to say. Okay. Whee! Oh, it's 2? The puppy is 8? Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, I definitely had more stamina, but sure. It's Mary Poppins! $5 purse that is rectangular rainbow, and the whole thing has a stem surface that is meant to mimic bubble wrap. The whole purse is silicone. Oh, are you thriving? Are you thriving and surviving? You are living. Living. Not sure how I feel about that. Hello, Bass Reeves. I will talk to you in a second, though. I'm gonna loot your house. You had nothing to loot. You're lucky. I can take all your gunpowder, though. Gunpowder. And I can sleep in your bed. Hello. Oh. Pokecatch quick ball! Are you lost as well? He's like, no, bitch. Oh, you sure as hell ain't a fugitive. No, I'm not. Fugitive, a writ for a thief. Help. All things being true, I feel obliged to impart the lessons in survival that were once paid to me. Yes. When you hear thunder, howls, or squalls, that's the realm giving itself away, the order beneath the frenzy. What might you need? Without a weapon, there's no line of defense. Okay. Armament, ammunition. What'd you have for dinner, DJ? Do you have tacos? Cake? That's the best kind of dinner. Alright, let's go back home for a little bit. Build some new stuff. Build some new stuff. They can be lethal. Ark, if you're still here, what's for dinner? Small empanadas. Little candies and cake. It was a birthday. Sunny's getting snipped tomorrow. Uh-oh. Sausage and rice. That sounds good. Poor Sunny. Poor Sunny's balls. No. The door? Yes, I had my meds. Water, it was right here. But I just got my drink. I'm in posture. I'm postured. You want some coffee? Get some coffee. Give some. Do I have Jack? He's right there. Hi, buddy. Come here. Want to say hi? Come here. Come here. Oh. Say hi, buddy. Say hi, buddy. I know, you're so camera shy, bud. I know. I know. I know, you don't like being on camera. Look at the baby, I know. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, do you want to go lay back down? Do that to me? You pick you up and smush you? Listen. He hates it. He hates it. Ugh. You're still coffee free? Oh, excuse me. A cold strawberry thing? Oh, it's like the strawberry fresca or whatever. Wait! First of all, I don't know what I just knocked over. But second of all, how did I must have picked this up somewhere, obviously, but I have refined flour. I've been looking for wheat everywhere. I'm so yeah, but it's not the right wheat. It's refined wheat. Not wheat, wheat. I'm distracted. Distracted. Sorry, I'm sorry you woke you. I know. He'll live. I promise he'll be fine. Yeah, he's already back in bed. He's literally fine. He's literally fine. My cat is on my keyboard. Oh my god, Broseph, I can't believe you just told Horseman that you absolutely hate him. Wow, that's so rude. What's up, Paul? How you doing? Welcome in. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. You're great. Love to hear it. What's new in your world? What's new in your world? Well, that's frustrating here. Strawberry, yeah, strawberry cream frappuccino. Yeah. I knew it was something like that. Oh my gosh, and then I've got this girl who's got a whole bunch of stuff on her too. Come here. This. It's still hot here? Yeah. That sounds delicious. It is. Have you ever had one, Broseph? Oh, they're so good. I highly recommend if you haven't had a chance to try one. Where's the gunpowder? Is gunpowder? No. From Starbucks? Yeah. Where the fuck is gunpowder? You know what? I'm gonna put the hearts in here, I guess. I don't know where else to put those, really. Oh, are they upstairs? They also... I don't know if they have them anymore, but there was a hot minute where they sold them in bottled. Creamsicles? But they're strawberry, not orange. Sulfur. You know what they do kind of taste like? They kind of taste like those... Do you remember those Lifesaver cream savers that they used to have? That's kind of what they taste like. Oh, there is gunpowder in there. Okay. With a warm muffin. DJ, that sounds really good. That sounds really good. Glass. Shoved wire ornament. Reclaimed ingot. Guess I'll just make glass. Strawberry, orange, and... Yes. Yep. For those creamsicles. Cream. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cream savers. Mochis. Oh. Alright, what's a tier 2 here? That's tier 2. The rustic toolbox is tier 2. And a new one? Oh, you gotta try it. You like tea though? Really? I like tea, but I love coffee. I just love coffee so much. Okay, so the crude grindstone. Wasn't there a grindstone already? Guess not. You haven't tried coffee? You haven't tried coffee at all yet? Man, you don't know what you're missing. I used to, Oh, damn, it goes on both of these? I used to drink coffee-flavored stuff when I was younger. Like, before I was actually allowed to drink coffee. Like, I've heard that this is more of a New England thing. I didn't really realize at the time. But we used to have coffee-flavored milk. No? You had to avoid all coffee and chocolate as a kid? Why? But yeah, coffee-flavored milk was a thing. And it wasn't milk with a little tiny bit of coffee in it. It was actually a coffee-flavored syrup that you would put in your milk. Like, people would make chocolate milk and strawberry milk. Like, it was coffee milk. Mmm. Yeah, those are two big migraine triggers. They are indeed. Yeah, that exists, yeah. Chocolate milk, yeah, so there was coffee milk, which wasn't as popular, which, whatever, I guess, but yeah, it wasn't as popular. And then what else does it need? Carved stone. Or plain milk. Halloween must have been awful. Oh, yeah. Just hope for the best. Oh. Gross. That would suck. You did it once or twice? Yeah, I wasn't allowed to when I was younger. Because it was in the 90s, and it was like, you know, that prime time for people putting razor blades in chocolate and stuff. Did that really happen? Did that really happen? Does anyone know? Like, was that just like a thing in the 90s? Taffy popcorn balls? Oh my gosh, I remember those, yeah. Taffy. Yeah, Laffy Taffy. I like the popcorn balls, though. I do like the popcorn balls. It never happened. Or it happened, like, one time, and it got blown out of proportion, you know? You only hear the stories, never know a person? Yeah, me neither. That's why I'm convinced, like, maybe it happened, like, once. Vibrant ink and coated paper. Okay, so that's what you need for level 2. Coated paper. What is coating? Linen coat that makes cards more comfortable to handle, refined from fabric. Hey! Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Jack tried to sneak into some some garbage. As he does. Alright, coating. Where do I make coating? Coating. Fabric. Oh my god. DJ's hyped up on coffee. Haven't touched a drop of coffee? How dare you? Some lady gave out dog treats and ant poisons to kids she thought were too old to be trick-or-treating in 1964. Nobody was hurt. And she said it was a... Of course she said it was a joke, because she's a joke. They always do. They're always like, oh, I didn't mean any harm. I was just being a silly little goose. Right, how do you make fabric? Fabric, crude. Made from refined fibers. Okay, refined fiber. And then make it into fabric? Most people do, and then there's me, who makes everything difficult. Excuse me. Adults could come to my door and I'd be like, here's your candy, because it's for everyone. Right. There was a point in time where my ex and I, like, he had never trick-or-treated. I wasn't allowed to trick-or-treat for a really long time. So we were, like, 25 and, like, 24 or whatever, and a whole bunch of us got dressed up, and we went trick-or-treating, and everyone thought it was great. Nobody was really mean about it, you know? Ow, I just hit myself with the eye. Try to itch my nose. Want a petition of a neighborhood assigned every year to the adult trick-or-treating? Neighborhoods can apply to be the one for that year, certain blocks maybe. That would be really fun. And I bet you people would be into that. More people would probably be into it than I think most would assume would be into it, and they'd be pleasantly surprised. Why wasn't I allowed to trick-or-treat? Because that whole shit in the 90s we were just talking about of people poisoning candy and putting razor blades in candy and stuff like that. Sulfur. That can't fit and this can't fit. Okay, I need more storage already. Yeah, just get the discount candy the next day. Yeah. Pretty much. Like, we went to, like, our local mall had, like, trick-or-treating events, that they would do for, like, the kids and stuff. You did it again the next year? Some Reese's. Some Reese's. Alright, so I have to... I gotta get enhancements, like, soon. Alright, so that's... So coated paper is starting. And what's the other thing? Vibrant ink. Where is vibrant ink? It's from ink and gunpowder? That's an interesting combination. She benefited from my crimes. She stole all your Reese's... You know that's why she did it. She didn't ground you to teach you a lesson. That's why parents do it. You know that, right? My Reese cup and my dick! I know. Poor Broseph. Poor Broseph. Alright, hurry up, please. You're going so slow. Also, where do I make the coated paper? Do I make the coated paper at, this? Yes. 8 coated papers. Wow. Skittles, we had Skittles. Yeah, Skittles are the shit. Man, I love every color Skittles, too. I do not discriminate Skittles. Like, you know how some people don't like the yellow or the orange Starbursts? All Skittles. All Skittles are delicious. Sour Skittles? My favorite is, like, the tropical one, whatever. Alright. Coated paper. Coated paper. Coating. Coated paper. Nerds? Yes, they still have nerds. I like a chewy fruit candy that comes in squares. Oh, yes. Yes, Starburst is a candy. Mm-hmm. Nerd ropes. We sell special nerd ropes at my place of business. Alright, so that's the coating. Now the vibrant ink is here. Autofill. 5. That smug little smile, because I can't, like, say it out loud, but, like, you know. Alright, let's make a card! Herbarium card. Let's make 5 of them. As adult, and yet that's what you have to do all. I have to adult tomorrow too. My boss is on his trip, and I literally have to adult so hard tomorrow because we have like a big shot like investor coming, and I was just like, man. A Utopia card. Vale. Harvester's Workshop. Lower damage. Do price checks at 3 different places? Yeah, big oofs indeed. Desert card, forest card, swamp card. Alright, I guess we'll start with a forest. I have to fix that. I keep forgetting I have to update that command. Alright. Let's go to this herbarium card here. Alright, 20, 30, 40, 50. Herbarium. And forest, I guess. Okay. Good job, Broseph. You did it. Oh, Brosif, would you like to play? You do not have to. There's no pressure, but you are welcome. But also keep in mind that if you say no, I will cry. And I will take that as a personal insult that you hate me forever. So just remember that before you make your decision. But like, no pressure. But like, no pressure. But like, also no pressure. But also, if you say no, I will scream. But like, no pressure. Alright, I can make a pistol. Alright, I need a barrel, a wrap, a stock, and an action. I don't know what any of those are. A pistol. Yeah, you're gonna have to pay the pistol when I piss and fart and scream when you say no that you're not gonna play with me anymore because you hate me. I'm gonna pissy shitty all over the place. It's gonna be gross. Ew, is this my new hunting knife? That's a little weird. My new sick hole. Those two viewers who leave when you go piss girl. Oh yeah, I can't talk about that because that one partner streamer is gonna write a tweet about it and say that I'm mentally unstable. Oh my god, what? Yeah, I just told that. I literally just told that story the other day. Yeah, when I tweeted the tweet about when I streamed for 10 hours playing BioShock and everyone left when I went to go to the bathroom, like, which was, I felt was so obviously a joke. Some fucking partner, like, retweeted it and was like, I'm genuinely concerned for, like, this girl's, like, health and stuff like that. I was like, no the fuck you're not, shut up. Stop getting impressions from me. Lol, what? Yeah. Then we have to clip it. Yep, see? Because Brosif didn't want to play. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, and then I replied to that person, and I was like, hello, random person who doesn't know me, like, literally whatsoever, but, like, it was a joke. Everyone in my community, like, knows it's a joke. Like, my bodily functions are fine. I pee just fine. Like, please don't use me for content or whatever. And he was like, I'm just really concerned that, like, you're thinking the wrong things about streaming. And I was just like, you don't know me! You literally don't know me! Stop trying to act like you're some, like, holier than thou. Like, I'm just helping you. No, you're not. You're quite literally using me for content, but go off, I guess, you know. You're using me for impressions, or whatever you want to call it. I'll tell them they're doing it wrong. But it wasn't even my content, it was a tweet. Like, it wasn't even my content, it was literally a fucking tweet. Like, that's why I was like, you're dumb. You're so dumb. And, like, even Yaga was like, hey, person who doesn't know her, like, she's fine, like, chill out. Like, it was a joke, please relax. I just want you to know, yes, Dirge. I just want you to know that you're sorry for abandoning me. Preheat button, you're a genius. Did they reply to you and say that? Did they reply to you and tell you that? They said the same thing. I'm dying. I'm dying. I like how you ask me because I literally work in the industry and you're like, nah, I'm gonna ask them. I'm gonna ask them anyways. And they answered the exact same thing. Dirge asked me a question about... Cause I have to preheat like 4 times before it hits, right? And yeah, cause it's a thick, yeah. Dirge asked me a question about his vape, and I answered it. And he was like, what? I didn't even know that was a thing. And I was like, yeah, that's a thing. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna ask the manufacturer anyway. So he sends them an email and asks them, like, what do I do about this thing? And their answer was what I said. And the answer is exactly what Pink said it was. Woo! Just wanted to know if there's... No, Dirge, do not lie. Dirge, do not lie. Do not lie, Dirge. Tell the truth. Tell the truth why you emailed them. Tell the truth. Tell the truth why. He wants to get sponsored by the vape company. So I sent the question from my business email and signed it. And signed it with his thing. Alright, so it was... Hold on, I have to check again, because I don't remember. This... How do I pin it? Wait, how do I pin? Oh, do I have to do it this way? Guidebook. Crafting. Wait. Clothings, ammo, firearms. Here we go. Track. Oh my gosh, I have to turn all these things off here. Alright, untrack. 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 Go away. Okay. A barrel, a stock. Okay. Barrel. I can't make a barrel because I need a shaft for it. Okay, that's seems kind of convoluted here. Okay, so I need a shaft to make a barrel. I need a wrap, which I don't know where that is. They have very similar websites. I forgot to send it to Pink. Oh my gosh, that'd be so funny. I like how you just I love how you just... I almost said dirged yourself. You just dirged all over my chat. I like how you just doxed yourself in my chat. He literally, like, Dirge literally gives 0 fucks. Alright, barrel. Dirge and Aaron are brave. They do not care. Alright. Stock. Okay, so is the stock in here? Rosa, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Pole Lumba. Lumba. 5 seconds away from a credit card. You guys have some... Sheesh. It'll be Pink that sends back the "we're sorry but no" email. Pink, what is dox? It's when you expose your private information, or when your private information gets exposed. I want to figure out a way to gently ask Aaron to stop following me on Twitter. Okay, so do you want to know how you can do that? Do you want to know how you can do it? Block him and unblock him. Everyone is terminally, it's true. Just destroy your Twitter, or just destroy your Twitter. I was about to say, is this gonna lead to Broseph blocking Aaron? Yeah, but just remember to unblock him, though, is the difference. Alright, the wrap. How do I make the wrap? Still delete your Twitter, though. Where's the wrap? Where? Tool component refined from straps. Oh my god, does this need to be... Fuck, I think I need a tier 2 tanning station. Would it show he wasn't following? No, you can still tag people that you're not following. Just delete your Twitter, though. Just argue with me! Because I say a lot of weird shit. Aaron walks in. Love my life. Are you gonna leave me? Broseph gets all confused. Well, I see you blocked me on Twitter. Oh. That's so funny. Aaron, like, is having, like, a whole, like, breakdown thinking that, like, Broseph's planning, like, to leave. And meanwhile, Broseph's just like, no, it's literally because you have your full name and fucking address on your Twitter, you idiot. Aaron, Aaron is Broseph's partner. Broseph's man. Where we live and our social security numbers. Aaron's the guy who like posts like a picture and is like, look at my new debit card. I got a picture put on my debit card. Doesn't it look cool? Would Google Translate back and forth and try to talk to him with basic Spanish. Same code as always. And then like 12 hours later, he's like, my PIN number is 1234. Why does everyone keep asking me? Question mark. The portals are pretty. This is like one I built at home. The actual Fae portals like in the game are really cool. I'll show you because I'll get to one when I teleport through. Dirge, I really think you'll like this. I really, really think you'll like this. I wish this had the same building as Enshrouded, and that would make it like top tier. Well, yes, I will be home tomorrow between 2 and 4. Why? They're never there when he is. Oh my gosh. Took 3 days of Spanish. I don't remember very much. Yeah, I took tons and tons of French, and I can understand when people are speaking to me, but I cannot say anything back. And you fall out of practice, yeah. DJ is really good, though. I feel like DJ does a really good job. And if there's things that I feel like if she can't figure out like what to say, like a lot of times she's good at explaining what she's trying to say, which is very important as well. Ugh. Okay, so, oh yeah, so like these are the portals like in the world, which is really cool. Have I explored anywhere yet. Oh, wow. The Essence Trader is so far. Holy crap. But cannot actually speak it. It's very useful in selling at the flea market. And they had talking Spanish about trying to rip us off, and we thinking we wouldn't know. That's one of my favorite things. Is dog theft. It's just me. Broseph, I asked Broseph to play with me, and he literally told me to get fucked and die, and that he hated me. So, no, it's just me. Ooh, those are pretty flowers. Yeah, Broseph literally just told me to die, so, you know. It's fine. I'll be fine. Not broke Pink, just her heart. No, me as well. You broke me as well. You destroyed me. Everything I thought I knew in this world is a lie. Ooh, I'm getting tier 2 essences. Let's go. Come here. Thank you. Thank you. Did you try it on the 4x4 at Home Depot? Probably. Whee. Probably should be mining your own business, but it's fine. First of, what did you get at the Home Depot? Did you get Depot? Ooh, this would be a real nice building area. Look at this. Look at how nice and open and flat this is. Oh my god, what are those? They're like little bees with big butts. I like big butts and I cannot lie. What are these? Paint, brushes, sanding paper. You too, horseman? You like big butts? And you cannot lie? Hello? Anything in here? No? They don't have a great selection. Wow. Yeah, some places are just not hitting. You know? If it don't be hitting, it don't be hitting. Why is there no treasure anywhere? Appliances and tires and automotive. Home Depot is more home wares. Underwears. So... Why are these like a lower level when this is a higher level difficulty? Is it because my gear is higher level now? $1K in Canadian tire dollars from his grandmother. Tire dollars, yeah. Tire doll hairs. Guys, we're three follows away from 2300, which means we're 203 followers away from 2,500, which is cool. That's what I was hoping to get last year, but you know, sometimes you don't always get what you want. Jeebus, hey, look at you. Oh, I'm gonna break my legs. I'm gonna break my legs. Ah. It's fine. Feel like this is our year. You do. You do. Ask Dirge. Ask Dirge how he felt after looking at his statistics today, even though I told him not to. I could not find hey, look at you on sound alerts and I'm pissed. That's because you use sound alerts. Yesterday. It was today. It was literally earlier today, Dirge. Yes, it was. It was today before we... Yes, it was. It was when we were hanging out in chat today before our stream. Oh, no. No. I was talking about when you looked up your shit on Sully Gnome today. And how you were like, I'm quitting streaming. I just left my companion to fight that bear by herself. Oh yeah, never do that? Yeah. I tried to tell him. I just fucked up their whole existence. How's that feel? I don't know. I feel like... How do I say this? I feel like we've had new people join the community, which is great, because it's been a long time since I feel like that has happened. So, like, I don't want to get, like, a false sense of security and a false sense of, like, positive and, you know, like that, just being like, yeah, no, we've had some growth this year and things are looking up this year, because, like, last year I had a few months where I thought I was going to break my 20 average viewer, and then it just doesn't always happen, so... Yeah. Like, Creature and Horseman have joined the community, you know? So, like, we have, like, new regulars. We have people that are coming back for every stream. Like, there is growth happening, but at the same time, I've been doing this for 4 years. For 4 years. I know you're here, DJ. But I'm talking about, like, in the past... But you've also been here for a little while. Like, I'm talking about in the past couple months, you know? They drop me here and never leave. That's true. DJ was like, I came here on a raid and now I live here. Yeah, you found me from... Mock, right? Is Mock how you found me? Did you just say I'm the... No, I didn't say... I exactly the opposite, Horseman. I said exactly the opposite. I raided Pink and never left? Yeah. That's what happens. That is what happens. Frame drop? Oh, frame! Graw frame. That's right. 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 I forgot it was Graw. Yeah. That's right. And then I dropped you with Mock. But I also dropped you with Chaos. Yep. I rated Broseph, and that was just the worst mistake I've ever made in my life, because, you know, now I'm trapped forever. Forever! The beautiful existence of the raid train. I know. Especially because, like, there are some people who, like, just... They don't raid. They don't see any, like, any point in raiding. They don't, like, or if they raid, they will only raid, like, people that they know, which I do. I do raid a lot of my friends. I raid a lot of my friends, but I also do raid out to new people occasionally, like, when I'm playing something different. But I know people who just don't raid out, and I'm like, that's crazy. Like, you're missing out. You're missing on so many connections. Okay, so let's go. My day off, I'm feeling especially social. I'll just hide raid trains to new people and see how far we go. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, occasionally I will like be in a stream of somebody that I like and they'll raid out and I'll be like, oh my god, I actually can't stand this. Like, I am leaving. But 9 times out of 10, I end up liking the people that other people raid into, because usually, like, so for, like, I know I use Victoria a lot, but if you guys know, I spend a lot of fucking time in Victoria's channel. But, like, 99% of the people that she raids after she's done streaming, I also enjoy, because I enjoy Victoria, you know? Not always, but most of them. That's you YouTube jumping? I really need to work on my YouTube. I don't know what to do for YouTube, though, you know? Like, I don't know how to make it different. I'm good at live content. I'm good at, like, vibing off of people and reacting to people and stuff like that. Like, I don't know how to make scripted content, you know? Or, like, maybe someone can do a series with me. Like, Broseph, we can do, like, a series of, like, redoing Sons of the Forest or some shit. Can you come here, you son of a bitch? Then people get 2 perspectives, which is fun. Yeah. Just, like, I just need to do something different. This is so dumb. There's so many people in here, you can't even get a hit on them. Is it done now? It's done now. Nice. The anvil! Okay. The anvil's huge. And a humble candlestick. Resident Evil co-op? What? I mean, maybe. Maybe. Is there somebody who would do that? Is there somebody... Back when I was watching more than just a handful of people in here, I would occasionally see how far from the original stream raids would take me if I just left things open. Yeah, sometimes I'll fall asleep to a certain streamer and I'll wake up and I'll be like, who the hell? Like, how many raids deep am I? Yeah, I want to do something different. I just don't know. Alright, hold on a second. I need to stretch, so give me like 30 seconds. Oh, much better. I just really needed to stand up and stretch my back out there for a second. Treatment bolsters all of one existence, fire resistance, okay. Replenishes harvested trees and flora? This bitch is literally cutting down cutting down trees like as I'm standing here. Okay, so that's okay, so that's level 2 of cooking. So I still need level 2 of the tanning station, which I don't have yet. Okay. Terradomania pot. How is that survival? You searched one Last of Us video and now you've been bombarded. Oh. I love Last of Us. I love Last of Us. She is just out there, like, living her best life. Do you see her back there? Look at her. Alright, so... I'm a little... Confused isn't the word. Confused is not the word. I don't, like, know what the next thing to do is here. Ooh, look at that Art Nouveau. Looking for progression of the cordyceps fungi, and now my... Oh, is the Last of Us theme? Yeah. It's like that, though. It does that. It's so funny. You look up one thing. Like, when what did I look up? I looked up something for someone else. I don't remember what it was. But I looked up something for a friend. What the fuck was it? And it was all that was, like, on my screen. Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah. That's right. I looked up something at work for my boss about Costa Rica.
Intake immediately.
And then my Google was, like, all Costa Rican stuff for, like, a week. I was like, oh my god, go away. You're looking for the Rat King? Oh, in Last of Us 2? Yeah, I think that they said that he just... Yeah, he was down there for so long. I can't wait. Oh, God, I can't wait for them to remaster that on PC. Just so I can play it again. I only played Last of Us 2 once. And I played about 6 hours on stream. And some asshole came in and spoiled the game for me and made me cry on stream. So then I played the rest of it off stream. And I enjoyed it. But I really want to play it again. Because I only played it once. And I kind of rushed through it a little bit. Recommendations get weird. Oh, the one TV. Yeah, yeah. I was going to say, aren't there profiles? But yeah, not if you're sharing TVs. I don't know. I really want to get into YouTube more, but I just feel like live content is just really where I don't want to say thrive. Thrive is not the right word, but live content is just easier for me, you know? Is sad and amazing and disturbing. Wait, it's from real life? Or inspired from real life? And not use her tablet? The Rat King thing? Yeah, is that what you said? Oh, it does happen with rats? Interesting. Very interesting. Ooh. I can make these now, so that's gonna be a nice new... bonfire? Here it is. Okay. Okay. Nice. Now, do we need... Like, does this augmentation actually work on this guy? It does, okay. I feel like that's so dumb to even have it there, but whatever. Okay, craft items. Salad! Spice? For what? So I look, like I will have to stream up and might hear things, but no guarantees. No, you're good. You are good. You never have to explain or anything. can't undo it, so the ball... Oh. Last of Us is the same logic, and that's really interesting, DJ. That just kind of, like, made me, like, hurt for a second there, because just thinking, like, tails getting all tangled. Ouchies. Alright, so the wrap. Okay, so the tier 2... Tier 2... Refined saw table, simple spinning wheel, refined spinning wheel, basics and repair. Simple tanning station. Okay, please tell me it's not gloom. Please tell me it's not gloom. Refined alchemical boiler. Refined tanning station. Desert gloom. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Refined tanning station. Swamp herbarium. Okay. See, it says refined tanning station. It says he has it. But I was there. Can't get separated, however, in the case of the fungi to a bigger mass instead of... Yeah, yeah. Well, especially, like, because they kind of went into it more in the show than they did in the game, which I don't understand. But, like, yeah, they, like, the fungus, like, is, like strings or veins isn't the... It's, like, they grow, and they kind of, like, grow in, like, vines, and, like, so they, like, yeah, they grow into each other, and yeah. So that makes sense. It's crazy, but it makes sense. But the muscles... Mycelium. Your celium. I know you do, Broseph. I know you do. There he is. Oh my gosh, my neck! I have to crack it. Oh, I'm literally about to snap my neck. Like, you're about to see me die live on stream because I can't crack my neck. The neuromotor functions, forcing the body to move. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Fungus is crazy. The Last of Us specifically is wild, too. It's wild. Yeah, I feel like they didn't go super heavy in the science, but I feel like they definitely did a little research. Can we put it under a microscope? Uh-huh. Science! Science is cool. Science is crazy. Nice. Easy peasy. Look at that. And then we're almost back. If I get all the way back to him and he doesn't have what I need, I'm gonna be upset. Which I feel like is exactly what's gonna happen because I don't remember seeing it over here the first time. Oh no, I am gonna get very hurt. Thank you. Yeah. I thought I had more stamina than that. And then the second I jumped, I was like, oh. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't. It's okay, though. My wonderful companion revived me. It's all good. We did it. It's all good. Yeah, because once it becomes lore fans, exactly, they will not forgive you. They're brutal. Even when it's things that it's like logically, like... What the fuck? Refined tanning station owned. I'm sorry, what? Did I literally not just go through them? Oh, why? Okay, in my defense, not like it matters, but the tanning station is in basics and repair. Okay? The tanning station is in basics and repair. The advanced tanning station is in refinement. So they changed the category from tier 1 to tier 2. So that's why I didn't find it, okay? Just not that it matters, but I just want to verify that I'm not that stupid, okay? I am stupid, but I'm not that stupid. The only thing they respected was Wesker. I feel like the Resident Evil movies were supposed to be what they are. Like, I feel like they were supposed to be cheesy. Like, they were supposed to be, like, this is a video game movie. Also, while I'm teleporting, I'm gonna open my window because it's a little warm. Okay. Now, somehow, I fucked this up. I don't know how, but whatever. So, refinement for whatever reason. Okay. Lumber, carved wood, lumber, and blade. Alright, lumber I've got here. Carved wood. Oh my gosh, I'm encumbered. Don't mind the films, but they're definitely not like the games. Yeah. I feel like I just feel like game movies are hard to do. Like, even Last of Us, as well as they did, which was a show, not even a movie. But even Last of Us was like they missed a lot of stuff, and they skipped a lot of details, and they changed a lot of stuff, and adapted a lot of things, which I get it. I understand. I absolutely understand. But at the same time, you're like, okay, I get it. Oops, that doesn't go there. Ugh, this won't go in. That won't go in. That won't go in. None of these will go. So he was on my shoulder as I walked down the kitchen, made it all the way back to the chair, and he slipped and slid down. Oh no! With his claws out. Oh no! Blade. Metal plate. Wonderful. Metal plate. 3 of those. Last 2 to 3 games I made. Blade. Blade. Well, hopefully it's 1 blade and it's not 2. God, I really hope so. Oh, it is 2. Of course it is, because why the fuck wouldn't it be? Blade. Village and Biohazard. I feel like, I don't know. I don't want to say, I would totally play those, because I don't think I would actually play those. But I feel like Biohazard and whatever the other one is, Village. I don't know, I just feel like they're not, like, the absolute worst of all of them, scary-wise. So many, they can still get, yeah. Street Fighter's Tomb Raider. Oh yeah, the Tomb Raider, like, remaster came out recently, and that's kind of the big thing now, I feel like. Wrap. Straps. Oh my god, did I really? There's no way I touched that. Get out of here with that. I didn't touch that. Alright, ink. Zinc, ink. Yeah. Like, what are some good video game movies? But the virus is interesting. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's not like you're not being chased around by somebody who's going to murder your face. Well, you are, but it's different. You are, but it's different. Straps. To make this. Autofill. Okay. After this, I can make a gun. I can make a gun. Okay. Okay. I have gun. Look at gun. Empty. Empty. Because it goes back to frickin' Spencer. Who's Spencer? I don't know how long I can stream, guys. My back is hurting me. Or I might have to turn my camera off so I can, like, lean back a little tiny bit. Alright, so is this... It makes 32. It does 4 at a time. The CEO of Umbrella, the cycle to provoke everything. Spencer's? Hey, I think everybody learned a little bit from Spencer's back in the day. Whether or not you were supposed to learn it is a whole other thing. But I think everyone learned a little bit from Spencer's. I loved Spencer's. The little back wall with all the black lights. The back room. Upgrade. Let's go. Spencer's also a food chain? No, it's a store. It's a, See, I don't know if you'll know what this word is, but it's a novelty store. So that means it's got, like it's got gifts that you can give to people. Like, it's got t-shirts for, like, different movies and TV shows and you know, you can get like shot glasses and keychains and body jewelry, and so it's just like, it's kind of just like, it's like a fun store that you go to like get gifts for other people. But there was a back room. There was a back room that was 18 and up, and it was all of like the sexy stuff. Like a gift shop. Yeah. Yeah. So, they had like a back room that like would have like a little door. Like, but it wasn't really a door, it was just like a beaded curtain, and there would be like sexy stuff in there. Alright, so to build this stuff, this new stuff, this tutor, I need lumber and beams. Well, that's bricks. Is beams here? Bricks. Beams here? Beams. Oh my god, this is gonna take a lot. This is gonna take a lot of trees to cut down for this. I guess I can probably just go teleport to a portal and just come back and just keep going back and forth, because it's gonna take a lot of trees. And a lot of straps too to rebuild in the tutor. I just think the tutor's the cutest, really. It's gonna take a lot of trees. It's true. So many trees. And especially because I'm all by myself. Because Broseph hates me. What the? It was literally just open. It's true. I know. That's what I said. I might move a little bit. Like, now that I've, like, mined everything, I might relocate. Like, you hate Scooter? Who's Scooter? Whoa, what just happened to my gun? Did anyone else see my gun just, like, grow and then shrink for a second? Oh, it does it when I climb. That's so weird. I would still have one if they didn't make them so crappy. What if I made my own? Big wooden beads. You could make your own. It'd be heavy, though. Alright, trees, trees, trees. Trees, trees, trees. Trees, 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 trees. Trees, trees, trees. Trees, trees, trees. Clay beads. Claybs. 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 Clay beads. I mean, it's the same thing as I was trying to make clay and beads together, but it's the same word. Cleebs. Claybs. I don't know. Let's cut some trees down. Yeah, then you can design them. See? Look at this bitch is too close to me, and now it's hitting her instead. Don't cut my tree down. I was cutting that tree. Bitch can't even get her own trees to cut. Like, come on. Kind of the point of the conversation. Yeah, that's what the conversation is. This, she's driving me crazy. She insists on standing like right next to where I am. See? I can hear she's here because it makes the squelch noise from hitting her instead. God, it's so annoying. Go cut a tree! Holy shit! Oh my god, I'm about to like get rid of companions completely because they, other than reviving you in a fight, they do nothing. Like she's literally standing here. Go away! I have to back up so I don't hit her while I'm cutting trees down. This bitch in my way. We're weighed down, yes. We're going to continue to get weighed down. I need so much fucking lumber. Okay. Trees. More trees. Good job. Cut trees down. Good job. Do something useful. Oh, jeez, Louise. Please move. Please. I beg you. I beg you to please go anywhere else, you dumb NPC. Hi, Thor. Welcome in. How are ya? My NPC is driving me crazy. Look at, and she leaves stumps everywhere. How you doing? I'm doing really good. I'm doing very good. Thank you for asking. How was your day? What you been playing? Alright, after she cuts this tree down, we're leaving, because I'm encumbered. Even though I don't think she's gonna. I think she's just gonna struggle with this for the rest of forever. Wait, where'd that tree just come from? I'm sorry, what? Where did this tree just come from? I don't know. Pal World. I need to finish Pal World. I never finished it. But Dirge has moved on, and so the world is gone forever. I have a solo world, but my game glitched and my map erased. And I was really honestly just too bummed out to re-explore my whole map to be able to finish it. Because I have no fast travel points or anything now because the whole map got erased except for my house. You haven't palled in forever? I know, because Dirge won't open the world! Dirge just lets this marriage down all the time. I do need to finish, though. I really, really enjoyed Pal World, and honestly, I feel like once it gets another update and it's, like, full, it'll be, like, top tier. It already was top tier, but I feel like it'll be more top tier once it gets, like, another update and, like, finishes. Look at how slow I'm going. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. There we go. Lumber. Feel the lumber. Lightning in the lumber. 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 Lightning and the lumber. Ooh, a Deathweaver spider. When did I do that? I mean, I totally knew I did that. Totally on purpose. Teehee. Lightning revolver cartridges? Wait, can I do this guy yet? Masonry bench. Mortar station, masonry brazier. Basics and repair. Let me see. Workbench. Tanning station, site bench. Chanter's focus. Alchemical boiler. Oh wait, I got a new augmentation. Wasn't it the anvil, right? Yeah. Okay, so it goes to the blacksmith. Okay. Wait, what? The sewing thing, but not this? Please move! She just like, oh god, she's the worst. She's the worst. She's actually the worst. Why is that? Like, why does it go on the sewing bench and not... Oh, it's specifically iron ingots. Yeah, why is it on the sewing bench, I wonder? Iron ingots, huh? Yeah, it doesn't look like I've got any iron. Interesting there. Good night, DJ. Thank you for coming by and saying hello. I appreciate it. Okay, so that needs iron, huh? Don't kill the NPC. I can't promise anything. I can't make any promises. A rustic toolbox. Okay, so that goes where? Construction and woodworking. Carved wood and a hinge. Huh? Good night, DJ! Sleep tight! Sleep tight! Carved wood, just one. Oh, well. In that case, carved wood, just one. Just one. Alright, so I need beams, which is this, and straps, that's right. Which... I might need to make more. Excuse me. Okay. That's done, that's done. Okay. Beams. 9 beams. Alright. Hinge done. You're done. Okay, cool. Rustic toolbox done. To my normal size homes? I know. Well, that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm building beams so that I can upgrade to the new Tudor buildings that I just unlocked, which I think will be very cool. And I'm also looking for someplace else to build. This is the starting area, but I think I'm gonna go somewhere else. I don't know. Let's find somewhere else to build here. Let's see. Where is the trader? See, the trader's like way over here. See, this is good because it's right next to the river. Oh yeah, let's see where Broseph was building, so maybe we can just like steal their house here. Let's see Broseph's building over here. Let's see what Broseph's got going on. Actually, look at this. Look at this nice little flat area right here. This is actually kind of a nice open area here. You haven't done much? Since they don't want to play. It's not even that they don't want to play with friends. It's me. They hate me specifically. Like, very specifically, it's me. I was like, why is this not hitting? Get one-tapped, my dude. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move... I think I'm gonna move 100 feet away, right here. In this little place. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Okay. I'm very encumbered, so we're just gonna boop. Alright, iron ingots. Where am I gonna get iron ingots from? This and this. Only being a butt, miss you. Broseph doesn't care. Broseph literally doesn't care. He literally said, get wrecked, nerds. Wire, dark seal, sulfur. Alright, what if I take this out, put this in, and put you in here? Okay. I'll put this stuff upstairs. Flowers, flowers. Meat. Berries, berries. Guess I'll put that in there too, and then... seeds. Okay, gunpowder needs to go back down. I don't know how I always miss gunpowder. What the fuck one is it in? What the hell? Whatever. I don't think I have one for gunpowder right now. Okay. Now. Are you done? You are. Okay. I need to go get more. What? Oh, beam. Okay. Alright, need to go get more wood. Let's go. Da 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 da. Ba ba da. I feel like this needs more music, but I also like vibe to the music, you know what I mean? What a conundrum. What a conundrum we find ourselves in. Oh, I know you're not begging to go out. You literally just went out. Oh my gosh, they're rolling away. Can you cut down some trees, please? Thank you. And bring up the energy? Yeah. I might put some music on. I don't know. Like, I really do like the music in the game, but sometimes it's just too quiet. Especially when you're just, like, farming. Grinding. Like we are right now. That's even a little too... It's even a little too low here. Hold on. Need something with a little beat to it. Let's just pick something random here. Alright. There you go, horseman. You gotta dance it out. I don't want to go like super far away from the portal, but I do suppose it doesn't matter because I can just fast travel away. AFI, this is, who is one of my 2 favorite bands, is touring this year with my other favorite band. So that's exciting. That's an exciting concert for me specifically. I'm all about it. I'm excited. I'll go by myself. I don't even care. Are they gonna be close? They're gonna be in Nashville. So, oh, 6 hours away. It's one of the bad parts about living in bumfuck nowhere like I do. Is anything is gonna be far. I mean, it's better than like Memphis, you know. Maybe it's more like 4 hours. Yeah, maybe it's more like 4. Because I think it's actually halfway between here and Memphis, give or take. I think I think the time change is right there too. If I remember right from when I went. $42, let's go. And then how many beams will that make? Not a lot. Okay, so I need the next... Ow. Alright, so I need the next upgrade station, which, if I remember right, was at... the swamp? Refined tanning. Refined alchemical boiler. I need that. Alright, so I need that. Wait, okay. There it is. Okay. Oh, yeah. See, he doesn't have it. Okay. So then, they do have different ones. I honestly didn't think that they did have very many different things. Refined. Okay, so I need to go to the desert guy to get this. And then, is Gloom the next one? Shit, I really don't want to go Gloom next. Simple, refined, refined upgrade bench is in the Gloom, the forest Gloom. That sucks. Okay. Alright, desert Gloom. Tools. Axe pick. Huh. That's kind of interesting. Bread and gazpacho. Yeah, but I still can't even find... What am I trying to... I still can't even find wheat. So I have everything except for the refined boiler and the refined upgrade bench. So Desert Gloom looks like where I have to go next. That kind of sucks. Because I still have to unlock that. What does this guy have here? Tools. Refined climbing pick, refined hammer, refined umbrella glider. Okay. Hermetic flame. See, I need more tier 2s, which sucks. Beam. Oh, how many more straps? Did I put them back, or do I not have any? Is Nashville closer to you than Atlanta? I don't know, actually. Now that you say that, I actually don't know. Trailer I saw you can get glowing. How far are you from that? So, like, you can see... Let me see, how do I show you? So, like, when you go to unlock something... How can I show you that, though? Oh, okay, I can show you here. So, okay, so you see here on the anvil. So I have the anvil, and then you can go over here and see it says, like, Dauntless Mall, Rugged Mall, Refined Mall. So, like, there are still several tiers ahead. Excuse me, I'm speaking. Several tiers. It's closer to Charlotte, neither Nashville or Atlanta. Please hang tight. I guess he needs to go outside again. So, hold on one more minute, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Everybody went pissed, including myself. Pink Shark, did the dog go piss boy? No, unfortunately it doesn't. I wish it did, but it does not. It'd be great. It would be great if it worked that way. Okay, leather. Is this how you make no, this is how you make leather. I've got so much. Oh my gosh, okay. Leather. 58. 29. Let's go. And then make it into straps. Oh wait. Oh no, I can do straps with this hide? What? Well, now I know. What is the oil for? It says it's a decor recipe. Alright, I'm not gonna sit here and watch that. It's gonna take forever. Thread makes cloth? I mean, I guess. Okay. We've got plenty of this. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, that's advanced. Crude. Alright. I touched it. It's fine. By the time I even go down there, and like... See? It's already gone. I was like, by the time I even make it to water, I'll be out anyway. Cold? Why am I cold? Oh, I should probably sleep through the night, huh? Boop. Look at my dog. I got a cute little doggy. Wait, does it do it? Does it finish it overnight? Hilarious. Okay, so now I can make cloth with this. I wish you could make a queue. Like, why can't you have a queue? You know what I mean? Like, make this, and then make this, and then make this. Look at my doggy. He doesn't sleep in his bed, which I think is so funny. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. I like how petting him is just, like, smacking him. I really... Oh shit, I never finished that one. I really feel like this game has a lot of like prerequisite grinding, if that makes sense. Like, you have a lot of homework that you have to do before you're able to like play. And there's not a... Yeah, there's not a separate button. There's not like a move half. Yeah. That's interesting. An age limit. Listen, if I'm 45 years old, I don't have time for this shit. No. Oh my god. Brosif! Brosif! There's an auto walk button. I just found it. You asked me yesterday, and I was like, no, I don't think so. That's hilarious. It's caps. Yeah. I was like, why am I walking while I'm crafting? I was so confused. I was so confused. Oh, I'm so encumbered. Ugh. Far afraid. All of me from you. Don't you cry? Okay. I also have to do that quest for the Frankenstein guy. I feel really bad for anybody who watches this VOD later and there's no music and it's just my really bad singing. What if I just, like, could rap? He is. Appetite. Alright. So, I need beams and lumber to do these. Okay, so that's the... Okay. And then bricks. Okay. I got me. Got me. So I need... Okay, bricks. Stone powder? The tip. I actually don't know the words to this. If I did, I would, but I don't know the words. Okay. The beams. Why is there... Are they stacks of 4? Make the mic drop? I pretty much just have to wait so I can... I mean, I guess I can build off stream and I can continue to do other stuff. Wait, didn't I say I had to go to the desert? Oh, that's the wrong one. That's still the wrong one. There we go. The desert herbarium. Basics and repair. Refined alchemical boiler is there. So that's one thing I need. Baby, I got me. Yeah, so that's the only one I can get there. And then I think I said the gloom. The desert gloom is the next one that's got the things I need. Yeah, refined upgrade bench. Damn. Throw out a mad sick diss about Brosa for Dirge. I'd have to wait for it to flow. Especially because they're both so stinky and they're not even here. Alright. Oh, the gloom is near me, right? Are you fucking with the team? Are you fucking with the team? I kind of don't want to listen to Katy Perry. Out of all the things. That's fine, whatever. Probably should be like eating before I'm going here, but I need to get like I need to stop focusing on the building and shit because that's what I do in survival craft games, and I need to actually like make upgrades and enchantments and augmentations and stuff because my character herself is pretty weak because I'm not doing my homework. Okay, I'm in the pirate ship now. You see? What are you? Holy shit. You're immune to what? Everything? I'm so confused. Was he still spawning? What are you? You're ugly. You. I don't like it. I don't like it. Don't do that. I'm like poisoned or something. She's cutting trees down in a dungeon. Like, do you really think this is the time? Hello. Oh look, augmentations or enchantments or whatever. This woman, seriously, do you see her chopping trees down in a dungeon? Like, my dude, this is not the time. That's why I feel like he's dead. Not only is he dead, but he's already gone. And she's still swinging. She's still swinging. I don't know. I feel like the companions need to rework. The companions need to rework something bad. The AI is not good. And take this tree real right? I'll be there eventually. Meanwhile, I'm dead, and she's chopping trees. I don't think there's anything over there. Okay. I believe. Wait, where am I supposed to be going? This way? What? I only get to go in the pirate ship for like a second? Oh, Sarah. Ooh, he knocked me back far. Great job. You did great. Where do I go? Over here? That's a really cool anchor. Don't do it. I hear you. You hit me. Don't do it. Do not cut that tree down. I'm gonna scream. What? Oh. The shark happens bad before him. Ooh. Okay, that's a big boy. Alright, I have to kill this guy first because he's making this guy immune. Okay, he's dead. Let's move. Okay, we're trying to move. You got it, Sarah. You're doing great. Oh, he's 55. Holy crap. Oh my god. Oh, excuse me. I hit me down twice. There we go. Oops. I don't like that I can't, like look. I just want to, like, look down, like, aim down sights, which I know there isn't sights, but... Don't touch me now! Oh, he yeeted me so far. I should have grabbed her, damn. Go boy mean. Damn, okay. That's fine, I guess. Wait, don't I have... I do, hold on. Oh, all my ammo is in there. That's fine. Yeah. Wait, moderate? Slight? Yeah, let's do moderate. Okay. Thank you, buddy. Okay. So hopefully I can get my shit, because my bullets are in there. I really hope so. What does V do? Can't tell with that action. Yeah, he was almost dead. He really only needed a couple more shots, but that charge, I couldn't get out of. I really should, honestly, I should have dodged, and I always forget, like, that that's a thing with your offhand weapon. I'm sorry, with your main hand weapon. With your one-handed weapons. Yeah, that dodge is kind of fun. That's not jumping, that's dodging. That's funny. Alright, let's see if I can get in here. way was it? Oh, it's up one. And then through, yeah. Alright, let me get my- oh, ah! He didn't even let me get my shit. Holy crap. Okay. Reload this gun. He just booked it. Holy shit. Oh, he's got health back now. Last shot. He's almost dead. He's almost dead. He's almost dead. He's dead. Let's go. He was not fun. He was not a vibe. Is this where I'm supposed to go? Oh, shit. Okay. This is definitely where I'm supposed to go, and that means that there's a automation, a machine. There's a machine bad guy down here. Yep, there he is. Oh my god, I do no damage. Oh my god. Oh, there's two of them? No, 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 no. This is not fair. Holy shit. Do I have to kill both of them, or like is it one health bar for both of them? Can you move? Oh my god, I could not move out of like where he was. I don't know if she's down or not. I assume she is. Yeah, looks like it. That sucks. That sucks because, like, I actually, like, was trying to get out of his beam and I just got stuck and I could not move. What I think happened is I think he was actually between me and the wall. Well, I don't know what was even going on. No, I'm pretty sure that he was in front of me and there was a wall behind me and that's why I couldn't move. I'm pretty sure he squeezed me between a corner, but whatever. It's whatever. Because I was like jumping and I was moving and like I was just not, like I was pressing like A and D and I was not moving anywhere and jumping. So that's what I think happened, but it's whatever. It also wasn't gonna happen anyway. I was weak as fuck. I just wish it saved your progress a little bit. You didn't have to run through again and again and again. Elden Ring style. Should I stream the Elden Ring DLC, guys? Squeeze you in a corner. And I'll pickaxe you in the face. Okay, so they're clearly like pushing up here because their health bars are here. And they have two different health bars. Oh, that sucks. Okay, whatever. 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 It'd be awesome if they came up here, though. Yeah, see, one of them's halfway. Okay. Get this guy first. Get this guy out of the way first. Come on. Okay, come on. Okay, he's dead. Okay. Get out. Dang, that knockback. It's so stupid. It's so frustrating. Sorry, what game? Elden Ring? Yeah, so I have not streamed Elden Ring because I don't like being backseated and, you know, people can't, like, let people play games. So I never streamed Elden Ring. Well, that's not true. I streamed Elden Ring, like, twice. So I've been playing it off stream and, like, kind of just really enjoying learning and exploring and doing all that. But the DLC is coming out. Okay. Oh, fuck. Oh, please come grab me. I didn't realize that I was out of health potions and I was spamming the health potion button. That sucks. He's almost dead. That was just fucking stupid of me. I'm so angry that I did not pay attention to that. I'm so annoyed that I didn't pay attention to that. I also think that it had something to do with the fact that I died, so I might not have actually had it on my person, but either way, annoying, frustrating. Oh, whatever. Could help some, but let you set, like, people just like to backseat on what to do. Yeah, but it's not even that, like, how do I say this nicely? Like, I know, like, even a lot of my regulars, like, they mean well, and they'd be like, oh, do this, or try this, or whatever, and it's, like, a lot of times, like, I just need a second to figure it out, and then, like, I'll be able to do it. But the problem is, like, they see you struggle for, like, a second, and they're like, oh my god, she needs my help. She needs me to help her. And I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. I literally just need a second. Like, that's why I stopped playing Skyrim on stream. Skyrim was one of the, like, most popular games that I've ever played on my channel. Eh. Yeah. Tick, tick, boom. Britney Spears sings dirty songs. But yeah, that's why I stopped playing, only when she needs help. See, some people do have a safe word. I will just, like, directly say, like, chat, I need your help. Like, I will, like, I don't have, like, a cool word, but we should come up with a cool word. A cool word. Oh. I didn't think that was gonna happen. Oh, that's funny. Alright, he's almost dead. Come on. Sneak up on him. Sneak up on him. He's gonna hit me. He's gonna hit me. Yep, back up. Back up. Move out of the way. Okay. Holy shit. Oh god, that knockback is so bad. Oh, got him. Okay. Holy shit. I like how Key says a lifeline. She's like, I need a lifeline. And I think that's so cute. But, I've stopped telling this story so many times, but that's why I stopped playing Skyrim on stream. Is because even people who were like, are my... Even people who are my regulars were backseating me so much in Skyrim that I was like, I'm not enjoying this. I'm not enjoying this. Pinktails like pigtails? Oh, whoa! Pinktails. Oh, whoa! Tear up my reputation, manipulate my decisions. Okay, so now I can make a gloom card, apparently. There's nothing holding me back. Sad minds are way too far. It would be alright if we went too dark. Be alright. We would be alright. I like Shawn Mendes. Does anyone else like Shawn Mendes? I can't even say his name. Shawn Mendes. I like Shawn Mendes. In the dark and we'll be alright. Considerable danger and perpetual darkness. That doesn't sound fun. In me. There's nothing holding me back. I don't know what this one's. Alright, so I made the stone powder, which then goes into bricks. Oh. So they do eventually spawn back? But very slowly, it looks like. Because these rocks I definitely mined day one. Yeah, so here's a few more. Yeah, so they do eventually come back, but it looks like it's very slow. Which is funny because rocks do not grow back. Or do they? They do, but not in like 5 days. I used to love this album. The JT 2020 experience. Oh man, I loved this fucking album when it came out. Both parts. This one needs to be replaced. This is... No, this one needs to be replaced. This one does. Far away. Okay, I'm scared to go here. Let's go. Let's see. What time is it? Oh, it's 11? I should probably come back and end it here. This is probably a good place to end for the night. Honestly. find the trader here. Wow, he's very far. Alright, we're booking it. We're booking it. My stamina is barely going down. What is that? Automation rook. You have a busy? I have a busy day tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's a very busy day. But it's more just like if I don't end, like if I stream too long, I won't like be able to like wind down to be able to get to sleep, if that makes sense. Like I'll still stay up and I'll still play a game, but it'll be different because I'll be like alone and I'll be like kind of just, you know, by myself, taking time to myself. So like it's a little bit different, but yeah, at least that way I can wind down. But yeah, I want to get to this trader. So. I didn't realize it got so late so fast. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Plus we did a lot today. I did the Gloom Site of Power. I did all the provisioner. Well, I didn't finish all the provisioner whatchamacallits, but I did like that provisioner realm and stuff. Alright, Wiley. Alright, please. Upgrade bench. Thank you. And this. Thank you. Refinement. Desert. Cooking. Gazpacho. Put the pizza in the fridge instead of leaving it out and munching on it. Let's go, Wolfie. Let's go. Good for you. Restraint is very difficult, and I totally get it. Okay. Oh, I can't even get that. I don't have enough. Okay. Alright. Cool. So let's make it back home. This is where we will call it. I'll probably still play a little bit off stream. I'll try not to advance like too. I might just build, honestly. I'll probably just build my new camp area. But let's see who's on the health shit. I know, Wolfie. You know what though? Honestly, like I am really proud of you because restraint and like portion control is my hardest thing. So like good for you, honestly. Put it away. Like, yeah. I know we talked about this the other day. Have you found anything, like oral fixation wise? Like, have you found anything? I know we talked about like gum and like drinking water and stuff. Because that's hard. It's the cravings that are really hard, yeah. Where are all these? Fossilized Igor. None of these are gonna fit. Yeah. Alright. I will have to do some organization and all that such. Let's see who's on. Oh, we can toss a raid too if we've got pals on. Chaos is playing Cyberpunk. yeah, let's go hang out with Chaos playing Cyberpunk. I actually like Cyberpunk and I want to watch it. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Icebreakers pop. Yes. For the most part, you've quit snacking. Good. Alright, guys. Thank you very much for both of my streams today. For my short little sponsored stream. And thank you very much for coming back and hanging out for some Nightingale with me. Most likely we'll be live again tomorrow. But I do have a very, very, very long, very busy day. So there's a chance I won't. But hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Stay safe. Make good choices. And, yeah, we'll see you most likely tomorrow.